class of 2018 for hosting this alumni demo today. This afternoon, Brittany's going to share various games to get us all started and to hone skills. If you haven't seen it yet, the list of materials needed includes a putter, wedge, handful of golf balls, any common household items like towels and cups.
I have some cups.
And Brittany demo. And Brittany told us if you don't have clubs or golf balls, don't worry. You can ball up some tinfoil, use baseballs, wiffle balls, tennis balls. Those all work as great alternatives. And clubs can be replaced with a baseball bat or a broom. Few housekeeping notes for everybody. You're going to need, we suggest that you keep your microphone on mute so that everyone can hear Brittany clearly throughout the call. You're welcome to have your video on or off, whatever you're most comfortable with. But we are going to be recording this demo, so if you don't wish to be recorded, make sure that your camera is switched to off. We also recommend utilizing the speaker view function located in the top right-hand corner of your screen so that when Brittany's speaking, she will be the largest video for you and you can see what she's doing in more detail. Please feel free to use the chat function to ask any questions you have for Brittany during the demo, and we will do our best to read them out to her. Now, without further ado, I'd like to introduce you to Brittany, fellow Spider alum and Director of Programming for First Tee of Greater Richmond. I'll pass it over to Brittany now to share a little bit more about herself and get this game started.
Thank you, Laura. I'm so glad that everyone is here. Good to see you all. Feel free to share your screen. I'm going to try to make this as virtual as possible. And before we get started, I'm going to gauge the audience. So I realize a lot of people may not have some golf skills but want to learn, and some may have a 2 handicap and want to get into the negative digits. So if you all can bear with me for a second, I'm going to put a little chart up on the screen. And if you could tell me if you are a 1, 2, 3, or 4 in the chat feature, I can get a gauge of where everyone is. Does that make sense to everyone? I like to see it. All right, so it looks like we have a mix of a lot of different people. Jesse, I like that you're honest. Okay, great. Can everyone see me now? Laura, great. All right, so golf, as you know, is a sport that anyone can play. You can start when you're young, you can start when you're older. This is a sport that you can play all of your life, and there are many benefits to golf. One of them being a cognitive component. It's a very mental heavy game. You have to make decisions on the golf course, whether you're hitting a long shot or a short shot. You have to make decisions on the distance you want the ball to go, what club to use, how do you balance your emotions when you don't hit a good shot. And then there's also the healthy lifestyle component. So walking 18 holes is about 5 to 6 miles, and that's if you're on a flat golf course. But if you walk a golf course that's pretty hilly, you can imagine that that might take toll on your body, but a good one. And then lastly, my favorite is that golf is a community for me. So whether it's playing with my family members or my friends or with you all, like I'm able to share this sport with others, and hopefully we all get some enjoyment out of it and build a community from that. So I'm gonna start with some warm-ups. I suggest that whether you're new to golf or you've been golfing all of your life, is to start your warm-up before you go to the driving range or play around. So the first warm-up we're going to do is working on balance, and that's going to be dynamic circles. So if you're at your computer and would like to participate, I suggest you do so, but make sure you have enough space. Do 10 to one side, 10 to another, and then switch. The next one, we have our leg swing. So before I warm up, I try to use a lot of dynamic stretches. And dynamic stretches warm up your muscles, they activate what you need to activate. And static stretches are ones where you're just standing in one spot and stretching your quads or your calves. Those are good for cool down. Next one we're going to do are knees to elbows. So this works your core. In golf, you're using your core to rotate your body, get a powerful golf swing. So you can do some knees to elbows, make sure you crunch, do about 10 of those. And then last one to activate your lower body and your glutes are some squats. So just typical air squats. Make sure your feet are balanced and keep your chest up. Do 10 of these and go from there. All right, so back into the skills. Today we're going to work on some putting drills, some chipping drills, and some full swing stuff. And if you don't have a golf club at home, like Laura said, you can use a baseball bat, you can use a broom, and we'll get started. For those that have never golfed before, this is a putter, and the goal is to hit the center of the club face. The club face is going to determine which direction your ball is going. So if I have a golf ball and I hit it straight on, ideally it should go straight. If I have a golf ball, my club face is turned this way, the golf ball is going to go in the direction that the club face is going towards. When we set up, we try to make a Y with our club and our arms. So it's pretty straightforward. You can see the letter here. And then your feet should be about shoulder width apart. We call this the A-frame. You don't want it too wide, you don't want it too narrow. Just something that feels natural and athletic to you. So, in putting, the ball typically rolls. A lot of you all have played mini golf before. And to control how far your ball rolls, there are two things. Well, one big thing. The amount of power that you use, and then also the length of swing. So, if you have a bigger swing, ideally your ball is going to roll further. If you have a short little swing like this, your putt should go shorter. And then also you want to make sure that you keep the Y throughout your swing. So notice I'm not breaking my wrist, I'm not moving my arms too much, just turning and rotating your shoulders to keep that Y. So I have a little distance control game. I call it Jack in the Box. You set up a square with some cones. If you don't have cones at home, don't worry. We have some household items. So I'm gonna grab some mugs, a shoe, let's see, some sunscreen and water bottle. So we'll set up a square. And you all can try this at home too. And the goal is to put 5 golf balls into the square. If you don't hit all 5 golf balls into the square, you have to do 10 jumping jacks. So this may turn into a fitness workout if we miss our box. You can set your ball as far as you want, so you can go out here, you can be a little closer. Depending on your skill level, you can change this as much as you want. You can also make your square smaller, so you have a smaller target to hit and you're controlling it a lot more. And I like this game because anyone can really play it. You can play it in your living room, outside, in a big open area like this. So I'm going to hit 5 golf balls. Oh, too hard. Into my square. All right. That's 3 out of 5 that are out. All right, 2 out of 5, not bad, no practice. I'm gonna skip the jumping jacks for now, just because I want to show you some other variations. So, with the same square, you can set golf balls pretty close to the square. You can set it further away. Different angles, different distances, and play the game again. Does that make sense to everyone? Hope so. Great. Nice. So I can demo this again, or we can move on to our next activity. When it comes to chipping, chipping is a golf term that we use where you're close to the green and you want the ball to get on the green, but this is a type of shot that will go up in the air a little bit and then roll towards your target. So same thing with chipping. You'll grip your club. If you're right-handed, your right hand should be on the bottom and your left hand's on top. Your hands are touching. And what we like to say at first tee is Y chip Y. You can see I have my A frame set up, my Y with the club in my arms, and I'm just making a simple motion. With chipping, you can also imagine that there's a glass table right next to your knees. You do not want your club to go past that glass table. If so, that glass table will shatter. So keep the club low and no more past your knees. Does that make sense? Some chipping drills that we have are Flamingo Chipping for those that are more advanced. Obviously, you want your weight to be on your front foot. And my water bottle is a hole, and I'm chipping towards it. Try to keep that balance on your front foot. Do this a couple of times. And your weight should be on your front foot and your front sternum. If you have some towels, a drill that you all can do is get a towel, create a target that you want to hit. So this is my hole. I want my ball to land on my towel so it will roll towards my target. I'll demonstrate with just throwing, and you guys can do this at home too, where it lands on the target and rolls. Just like that. And you can play around with where you want to set your towel. You can set it closer to the hole, farther to the hole, and that works on your target awareness. A lot of people, when they chip, they think they need to chip right at the hole or right at the flag, but with this type of shot, it's bouncing and then rolling. So that helps with a visual aid in using your towel. So we can do, I typically practice this out on the golf course, but I also practice this in my living room. Ed can attest to that, but I set out my target and I'll just chip. I have some wiffle balls and I'll go from there. Another drill that you all can do with chipping, for those that are more advanced and want to create more contact with the ball, is setting your towel about a foot or about maybe half a foot behind your ball and focus on impact. When you're swinging, you don't want to hit the towel. You want to make sure you're focusing on the ball. And this can be done in your living room too. The closer you put it to your towel, the harder it is. So, more advanced players, you can probably put it 3 or 4 inches behind the ball and focus on impact. Those that are just starting, you can move it up a little bit, and you can see that there's some distance in between that. So, I've done this for hours in my living room before, where I hit some wiffle balls towards a cushion, and I hope that my cushion is high enough to where the wiffle balls don't go through the window. Go from there. Let's see. That's really all I have for chipping for today. The next big fundamental in golf is full swing. So we have our letters. We have our Y, chip Y. And for those that are just learning golf or getting into it, for full swing, we have our A-frame again, pretty stable. And we swing from L. So I'm making an L with my arm and the club to L. So same thing. L on one side, L on the other. If you have a broomstick or a baseball bat, you can do this at home. Swinging from L to L. Great. Another component of full swing is balance. We worked on our balance earlier today with our ankle circles, but balance is very important in our full swing too. So the next step to building your great full swing is when you finish, see how my foot turns up like this? You want to tap your toe 3 times. This will encourage balance in your swing, and you're not swinging all over the place. A lot of people think that they need all this power to hit the ball really far, but what it really comes down to is a controlled swing and hitting the golf ball very controlled. All right, so that's one balance technique. Another thing I like to work on is a trophy finish. So when I'm swinging, the club should be behind you, and it should be eye level or level with your eyes. So for those that are more advanced, level with your eyes. Those that are new, this is something to work on. And then you can tap your toe. That's something good to do. And then you all have some towels, I know, at home. Some drills that you all can work on is rotation. So the golf swing is your body rotating around itself. And a drill that can promote that is getting a golf towel, putting it under your armpits like this, swinging your club. So this will promote connection between all of your limbs and your core, and this will also help with rotation. You want to try to keep the towel under your arm. If you get disconnected, it will fall like this, or it might fall this way. So keep that towel under you and do some swings. All right, I've been talking a lot. Does that make sense to everyone? I hope so. Nice. Another drill to do at home with the towel that focuses on sequencing and connection in the full swing. This is getting very technical, guys. Is grip the towel like you normally would a golf club, set up, and swing the towel, and when it hits your shoulder, like this, oh, hold on, like this, turn your lower body. So instead of using your arms to flick the towel off, you're turning your body to get it off your back. I do this when I watch TV, when I'm out waiting on the tee box. It's an easy drill, easy game to do. And then another drill you can do to focus on sequencing and speed is gripping the club, but upside down. We call this the whoosh drill. So when you're swinging, you want to hear the whoosh somewhere once you hit the ball, up in the front. You don't want to hear it back here, so that means you're throwing your hands. Cool. So, takeaways. When you're putting, what shape do you want your arms and your club to be? Anyone can answer. Nice. And when you're chipping, what's the metaphor that we use? Oops. So your club doesn't break anything. Or the length of the swing that we want. Glass table. So pretty, steady, nothing past the glass table. That will shatter it. And then with full swing, we have our L. Cool. Does anyone have any questions? I know that was pretty brief. I've broken some glass tables too, so don't worry. You all can ask me some questions if you'd like. You can unmute. I think we have a small enough group to where people won't talk over each other. Or y'all can type it. Was that helpful for those that have played golf before? Great. And then favorite course in Richmond. Let's see. I think Kinloch is a pretty prestigious gym in town. And another good one would probably be Heritage Country Club. It's a nice one. But I do love my First Tee golf course. And we're actually, we purchased Belmont from Henrico County, and we are remodeling it to where it's 6 holes, full length, and then 3 short par 3 holes. And Bermuda grass, champion style golf course, and we'll be having some programs there for kids too. And we'll be open to the public. That will be in 2021. Great. Well, I'll stick around for a little bit. Laura, I'm not sure if you have anything else.
Just wanted to thank you. This has been awesome. I wish that I was golfing along this afternoon, but I've learned a lot that will hopefully help my game. So thank you, Brittany, for doing this for all of us. We're gonna go, and hopefully people can play some rounds on their own now, because I know golf courses are still open and driving ranges are still open. So definitely a great way to get out and enjoy some fresh air. Thanks to everybody who was able to join us today. We're thrilled that you were here and able to participate, and hope that you'll continue to tune in to our upcoming programs, including Monday night's trivia with Laura Coots at 8 p.m. Remember to check us out on Facebook and Instagram and the alumni website for future information and stay up to date on what's coming next. Hopefully we'll have Brittany co-hosting something potentially in the future. So we'll get to see her again. And anybody else, if you'd like to host your own demo for fellow alums, feel free to reach out to us by email or via social media. We hope to see you soon. And in the meantime, stay safe, healthy, and go Spiders.
Bye, everyone. Thank you.
Bye, thank you.